Hello everybody, welcome to Whiskey in the Bar. My name is Michael and every week we'll be bringing you a different whiskey from a different bar around Dublin. Today we're in the Palace Bar in Fleet Street and we're going to be trying their very own 14-year-old Palace Bar whiskey. So without further ado, let's get to it and try some whiskey. Wow, hello. I'd like to introduce you to Aidan, my friend, good companion, drinking mate today. And
every other night of the week.
The Palace Bar. So,
I'm going to do the honours.
Okay.
Nice big one there, Michael, for the first one. Thank you.
Nice big one. A nice big one for me. A bit about the Palace Bar itself before we actually try the whiskey. It's a family-owned pub. They were the first pub to bring their own whiskey out. The second time around, I should say, after Powers cut everybody off. And this one, beautiful whiskey. As I said, it's the third one, called after the third generations, the three generations in the bar. On the nose, well, we'll talk about it in a second. Enjoy it first. That's nice. How they do this actually is that they have they bring in certain people and they give them samples to see what they like.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a custom select this, to be truthful. I get strawberries and also orange cream. Cream, this sounds weird, orange cream, but the cream from Orange Cream Biscuits, that kind of a cream, kind of a synthetic orange flavour from it.
I get that almost more in the palate.
Do you? Yeah. Wild honey, do you get that? Kind of heather?
Not as much. Heather a little bit, yeah, but not so much with the wild honey. With the wild honey.
Or even hoodie.
A wild hoodie. See, many of them are in Dublin, all right, yeah.
This is the area for hoodies.
But this thing of the Palace Bar having of own brand pubs in Dublin having their own whiskey, was this not the thing? This was the done thing?
This was until, if you see Powers White Label, that was done by pubs. But the distilleries didn't like the way some people were storing their whiskies. Some were doing great jobs, some were doing terrible jobs. So they decided that because of the terrible job that they would stop doing it. So the distillers started bottling their own. You see whiskey bottlers around and pubs that don't bottle it anymore. But Willie downstairs of the Palace Bar.
First name terms just shows how much you're here, Michael. You're absolute regular in this place.
It's the first son, the first son, the first son. They're all called William in the bar. But this one, I'd like to say he decided he would bring it back, and so he sought out distilleries, tried their whiskies, selected certain customers as well. What do you think of this, and what do you think of this, and what do you think of this? This one they actually got from the Teeling Whiskey Company.
Do you see more bars in Dublin doing this? I suppose the interest in whiskey spreads.
There are at least another 4 coming on the tracks, but they're the trailblazers without a doubt.
I'm going to try water with it and see how we go with it. Do you want to do the honours of pouring it yourself?
Yeah. The idea of water actually is that what you're doing is you're opening up. Whiskey is hydrophobic, doesn't like water, and the whole thing is that I should do it slowly for you. Whiskey.
Definitely more fruit there.
There's almost a chemical reaction where it opens up. Ice, 1 cube is actually perfect if you're going to put ice into it.
It was the Americans that come up with that, wasn't it?
The Americans, I think it's
because it's hotter, I suppose.
It's a Hollywood thing about whiskey and the rocks. The rocks actually kill whiskey. If you're a whiskey lover, you'll be getting presents of whiskey rocks. To be honest with you, I've got a load of them in the back of the freezer. I'm definitely take them out.
Rocks,
yeah.
That really softens that whiskey up and really takes really opens up the fruit notes on the nose. That honey you were talking about before, actually, I think comes through a little bit more prominent on the nose.
It's much drier with the water. That doesn't sound crazy.
Really takes the finish off.
I find that my mouth is getting dry.
It really takes the finish off it, I think.
It does. Almost tobacco-like, actually. Beautiful whiskey. One of my favourites. I'm glad that we're starting this whole series off with this whiskey. They're getting more expensive. Each one's getting more expensive because you're getting better whiskies into it.
Okay. Well, that's, I suppose, that's fair enough. Well, we'll enjoy the last drop.
Enjoy the last drop, Slauncher, and we'll talk to you again. Well, that concludes the very first episode of Whiskey in the Bar. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have, as you can see. A big thank you to the Palace Bar as well. check them out in the link below. Next week, we're going to be doing Teeling's single malt. Be sure to check that out as well. Come and tune in for that. And Slán agus Sláinte. Try saying that with a few of these.